laugh.
Yep. It's always better to laugh.
Because I got so much going on. It's amazing. So.
But the end is near.
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
That's the scary part. It gets worse after that because then you have all these people who wait till the last minute and then you put them on extension and then they, did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? I'm like, no.
Joanne has already closed her doors. No more promises. The only promise she'll make is you can go on extension.
That's it.
And I'm closing my door on Monday.
And I may take a look at it sometime in May.
No, she says after I return from my
vacation.
Or July, maybe.
Sometime in the near future.
Yeah, before October 15th.
Well, that brings us to HubDoc, and we may get to see Jamie sometime in April to replace our PEX demo, which at this point doesn't look like it's going to happen. So stay tuned. We'll be talking to Jamie at HubDoc. And Katrina, you want to talk about receipts, talking about HubDoc.
HubDoc, Expensify, Receipt Bank, whatever anybody's fancy is.
And what are you looking to do specifically with the receipts?
To be able to code them and then push them into the accounting platform.
So you want them to download, have them in a format that you can code them, and then have them go into?
It could go either way.
Okay.
I mean, that is the nice piece about HubDoc. You can do a lot with a receipt before you push it over.
Yep.
And Joanne, your clients are using the HubDoc app just to take pictures and.
Yeah, I use it myself for my own stuff now. Like before, I was doing where I was just throwing everything in Evernote and searching for it. I still do that just because I'm kind of testing out HubDoc because I've only been using HubDoc for probably a couple months now. But what I do is with the HubDoc app is I just snap a picture of my receipt and it sends it to HubDoc, and then it goes into, when you log on to HubDoc, the web browser, it sits in a processing, like an inbox, and then you just click on the receipts, and then that's where you can tell it where you want it to go inside a QBO, and then you just send it over there, and then it sends it over there, and it'll sit there until the bank feed comes in and matches up the bank feed. So
Nice.
What I've been trying to do with all of my clients is, currently the majority of us are always working with clients that are reactive in their accounting. You're posting things after the fact. You're updating the bank statements after they've already been issued. And I'm trying to preach to my clients, get your receipts into the QBO ahead of time and let them match up to the feed, and it makes your life so much easier because then the receipt is actually attached to the transaction and it's matched to the bank.
And you get to actually verify that it is what you thought it was.
Yep. And everything's there, and it makes my life easier because now I don't have to look in two different places for the receipts.
Right.
I know that it's going to be right inside of QBO in the end. So, and that's why I like HubDoc, is because it's kind of the best of the both worlds. It goes out and grabs all the bank statements that you need. It'll grab all the CSV files just automatically. You don't even have to tell it to. So if you needed to do a CSV upload, you could. It does it for PayPal too. You can forward emails, right? Katrina, you said you use it for forwarding emails to there. I do that a lot for all my email receipts. I just forward it. But whenever I get something that's a PDF, or I either forward an email or I have it on my phone and I send it through the app.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah. I haven't really tried any of the other ones. I kind of tried Expensify, but for some reason, I always thought Expensify was more for people who were employees that needed to be reimbursed for business expenses.
Traveling.
And it's kind of more used for that purpose, and that's not my client base. My client base are small solopreneurs, business owners that just need to track their own stuff.
Right. Right.
I
Go ahead.
I was going to say I was on the NAN webinar this morning, and they had somebody from the Intuit small business, or the Schedule C one. And I started to see a use for that for my tax clients, the ones that are giving me all this crap, as far as like documentation, where if I could get them to use that. And I use ITO, and I guess they're working on getting an integration with ITO for next year. I think right now they give you like Excel, they give you a bunch of Excel sheets, in a notebook. They have a bunch of worksheets in a notebook that you could probably manually key in for, since I was, sort of watching that and doing something else, so I didn't totally focus on it, but it looked interesting. I'm gonna have to look at the video. I guess you can get it for a year and give your clients they can get it for like $4 a month for a year with the Pro Advisor discount.
I just don't know I just don't get why anybody would want to downgrade from.
I'm talking about clients that don't even have an accounting system or using Excel and
yeah, those people I move right up to the middle level of PBO.
I've got some clients that aren't very excited about going to doing that or paying the money. So it's like.
So those are the people I'm dropping. This is the way you do it, or I send you someplace else. You got QBO or you got desktop. That's your choice. Make a choice.
I'm going to add Sage 1 to my choices. I am going that way.
Are you? Cool.
Yeah. The intro price for the Pro Advisors, you just can't. It's like paying next to nothing. So, and I want to learn it. I want to see how complicated it is.
Got it.
For the smaller clients, if it's super easy and does the things they need, I'm going to recommend that. But, if you need to do invoicing and emailing invoicing and all of that, and you need to be a little bit more complicated, then we'll go up to QBO.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that Zero is kind of clued in on the same kind of thing.
But they're a lot more expensive. Zero is more in line with QuickBooks Online price-wise than Sage 1.
No, well, I was talking about the Schedule C app. Zero's they're calling it for the gig economy. I was watching a webinar about a couple weeks ago on that, where that's where they're targeting, except they don't have an Android version yet, where I guess Intuit does, fortunately.
Okay. Well,
I just want my clients to understand the real world of accounting and how to read financials, and I don't know. I kind of tried playing around with that, and it just didn't seem like it was capturing everything and being able to get all the financial, all the financial information that I want to see. I'm not one of those accountants that just wants to see a P&L and I'll do a Schedule C from it. I want to be able to see everything and make sure that everything makes sense and make sure they are using a one checking account or a separate checking account for their business instead of commingling funds and using a ton of cash and stuff like that.
Well, I've got one client. She's an author, and she writes romantic novels and also scientific or science fiction. So it's kind of an odd combination. But I have to basically sort of create an income statement for her using her copies of her visa statements and her check register. I mean,
see, those kind of people would be perfect for Sage 1. Absolutely perfect. You get 5 clients for $25 a year.
Wow.
So what exactly is Sage 1? I mean, are they kind of like a lower version of QuickBooks, or what are they?
I'm going to say it's a lower version of QuickBooks. I'm not sure about the bank feeds. That's my question.
Right.
We actually have them coming on in June.
Good.
So we'll have a demo of that. But in the meantime, I do have someone that I want to set up with that. And I'll let you know, keep you informed how I like it.
Are they kind of targeting, like, say, Uber drivers and,
the gig kind of people? But you know what? Those gig people are the people that need to understand accounting the most.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do not get that they're using their vehicle with, wear and tear and gas and all of the expenses it takes to do it, and to have the app so that you can download the payments or do the check, whatever. And I think that they are paying people to ride them around. in my.
Hopefully they're tracking their mileage between
But
person.
they're not, Dennis. They don't care. They don't care. Doesn't matter, and only a certain amount of money is going to be coming in anyway. So I just don't think that there's I really do not think that there's any profit in it. If they are making any money, it's less than $5 an hour.
Yeah, personally, I would never use an Uber driver. I mean, that one guy back in with Detroit or whatever that was killing people on between his shifts, you know.
Yeah, but then again, he could have been delivering ice cream. It was just a coincidence that he was an Uber driver. We took Ubers all the time when we were out in California for QuickBooks Connect.
Really?
Our Uber drivers were great. They took us everywhere. It was great.
Well, around here we have the Amish, so there are English people that have been doing the Uber driving before Uber.
Before Uber was Uber.
But don't they use like horse and carriage, or are they?
Yeah. Every once in a while, I still have a horse and buggy coming by my front yard. Yep, exactly. But I think I am the house or the street that's the most east of their territory, because if we go west, we'll see it all the time. Anywhere east of where my house is, I don't see them at all.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we could be driving down the road and have to go around them. They're and they do get hit occasionally too. I mean, there are careless drivers and going too fast, or they scare. You know, they'll have a hot rod car. They'll rev it up as they're going by the horse and buggy, and the horse will jump. And yeah, not a pretty sight.
What would that be called if the Amish person was drunk?
Drunk driving.
That wouldn't be driving because it's being pulled by.
Well, no,
they got driving.
Amish do get drunk just like everyone else.
No, I'm saying, but would it be still?
Yes.
Drunk driving, intoxicated while operating. I don't know what they call
Because
it.
it wouldn't be a motor vehicle. You know what I mean?
It's not a motor vehicle, but
It's just
you
a
still
moving
can get
vehicle.
arrested for it.
Moving vehicle.
Right.
Because they do that for people who ride bikes too, like bicycles.
Yep.
I know. I thought that somebody was walking and got a W walking while drunk.
Speaking of that, I thought Dennis was drinking a beer.
No, it's Perrier.
Oh, it's
This is homemade vodka right here.
Is that why your day is so hard, Misha?
yeah.
Oh, honey, no, my day now. All right.
It's getting better and better.
It's getting better and better as that bottle gets lower and lower.
I know, right?
So any more questions, Katrina? You want to talk about with receipts or?
So nobody thinks much of Expensify because that
I
is,
don't think anybody's really tried it
Nobody's
to
tried
give
it.
you an opinion.
I'm trying to get it connected with a client of mine, and it's the most difficult thing in the world.
that's what I'm finding. I've been pulling my hair out.
Yeah. So, and this client needs it because they do international travel, and it will sync with their American Express perfectly. And I can get it to sync to the Canadian company and the U.S. company. We can set it up and just pull the receipts and everything that we need. And I can't get it set up.
Well, I think
Have
the way
you contacted them to help you?
Yeah, they sent me a 5-page document that said, "Here's the setup guide, 7 steps."
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the 7 steps.
you
Yeah.
figure it out.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean,
that's kind of where I'm at.
it comes across as being for bigger companies that have employees that want to
Yeah.
have reimbursements, and I don't think
Expensify.
Yeah, but they have this is it's an architect firm. They have multiple employees, and they travel to. They have clients in Switzerland and Zurich and Canada and all of this. That's the point of it.
right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that
this one-
you would be their target audience. You'd think they want you, but you take
Yeah.
them to call you back.
I mean, we're talking expenses in the hundreds of thousands of dollars and stuff because they're an architect firm and they have contractors all over the place. You know what I mean?
Now, would they get charged by how much they run through?
I don't need, honey. If I knew that, I would be able to use the damn product. No.
Expensify is so reasonable cost-wise.
Cost-wise, yeah, but it's
You
like
know why?
They make
Yeah,
it.
because they don't have support to help
Yeah.
them set stuff up.
Yeah, that's why they save on support. They kind of outsource it to the client.
So it's $9 per month per user.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
similar to what QBox is. QBox is $9 a month too, per folder. So,
It's a no-brainer at that.
but QBox is the easiest thing in the world to use.
Mhm.
And it didn't take a rocket scientist to set it up.
No, even I can do it.
Go, Brandon!
That's funny.
So I found something interesting, not that it's that big of a deal, but I just thought I'd bring it up because I don't know if some people know it or not. But the other day, when I was onboarding and setting up my new clients into QBO, Brandon, I finally did my clients two accounts. I finally got them set up. So what I found out though on my third client that I got set up is when they went to hit subscribe, so that they could put their own billing information in.
Right.
It gives them the choice of the $12.99 a month, or they could buy 12 months for like $120 something, and it's like and it ends up being $10 a month.
Wow.
10 something a month. So you literally can get, if you're with an IRP as with Brandon, you can get your client.
Brandon.
You can get QBO the middle version of QBO for basically $10 a month.
Essentials.
Essentials. Everybody's pointing. We have no idea what Brandon's going to actually be.
This kind of feels like the Brady Bunch.
So, but here's the thing: is that when the client saw that, she was just even though it was like only a couple of more dollars off.
Right.
She was so excited about it.
Yeah.
She's like, I
I
can't believe
love being the hero.
Yeah. I
mean, it's that whole concept of, okay, the product costs $500. You're like, damn, $500 is a lot of money. But if you say it's $499.99, they're like, oh my God, that's so cheap.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a year. How much if I buy 2 years? Will I save another 70 cents? Sure.
Well, that's really good to know, Joanne.
Yeah.
I'm getting
So,
ready to put my first one on QBO.
yeah. So
On
that
IRP.
Yeah, so what I did was I signed them up, and then when I went to onboard them, I actually had them go to hit their, they get like their 30 days free, and I went to go hit their subscribe button so that they could put in their own information, and right there they can choose $12.99, or they can choose buying a year in advance.
Great.
Nice. Nice.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Make everybody
Absolutely.
happy.
Happy.
Well, let's switch
I did not know that because I really do not go down the QBO road yet.
See? Well, I'm right there. I'm right here for you, Brandon, so you just let me know
All right.
if you have any questions on that.
I'll have claw marks on the way in because I don't want to go.
Well, speaking of QBO, Joanne, were you able to get your invoicing fixed?
I haven't had a chance. No, that's an after April. That's an after April issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't even.
Think about that just yet.
I can't. No.
Well, you're supposed to be able to take a Word document and upload it. And you know how you do when you were doing Microsoft, you would put inserts for the names and things like that. You do the same thing in the Word document. You put those quotes.
Oh, okay.
And you'll put the name and the address and then the invoice number, and you'll do it like that.
That seems like such work. Can somebody just do it for me on Fiverr? Can I throw somebody a 5 spot and let them do it for me?
Good luck.
I'm gonna find it. Hey, there you go. There's an idea. There's a money-making idea. $5, customized QBO invoices.
You'd be like the Uber drivers.
I would be. Let's just micro niche this right now, Misha. What do you say?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's
I'm
do
on
it.
it. I'm on
Let's
it
do
right
it.
now. We'll add that to our
Services offered.
Misha and I have found a new way to use Zoom.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to share it, Misha?
We call each other while we're working on tax returns.
We Zoom
We
each other all
Zoom each
evening
other all
long.
night.
We just have it on like we're in the next office.
Yeah,
It's the
like
greatest
we're
thing.
in the same room and we're going back and
Wow.
forth doing tax returns.
Nice.
But it's very actually that way. So far, we've been very
We
productive.
got a ton done. Like she has a question, I'll answer it, or if I have a question, she'll answer it. We'll just.
Nice.
We'll put our heads
And I was
together.
showing her a little bit of Drake, so she's kind of getting used to Drake because she might switch to Drake next year. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
So it's been really good. I was like, oh my God, like running through it because you're doing it and you're like, boom. And then if you say something out loud and then she answers, I'm like, oh yeah. And then your brain goes,
So it's like you're in the same office, not
Yeah.
like Austin
Yep.
yeah.
Nice.
Misha, what tax software do you use now?
Tax Slayer Pro.
Oh,
I just happened to do it because when I first started back in 2007, that was the software that they were using at the place I was at. And I just kept using it because it had all my data and everything. And I didn't look to, because I have about 10, 15 years of tax software and, as people do stuff. So I'm used to it. Let's put it that way.
how do you like it?
That's fine to me.
Yeah, I previously I used their 1099 service.
Yeah, I never used that.
Yeah, 1 year I just spent the time. I got all the vendor information in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then just updated the amounts every year. But this year it was totally different. I didn't go back to it.
Yeah. So I don't use their books, tax layer books. I don't. No. So.
Just for the tax return.
Yeah, and I use the classic. I don't use the premium one because all the premium one does is allow you to do paperless Office, which I already do that now because I have Adobe and I just print the tax return to PDF and then I have that electronic copy. So I don't really I'm not getting much for
Paying the price, you're already doing it yourself.
Exactly, since I already figured out a way to do it. And they usually give a pretty decent discount, but it's a full package. So I get business, I get 941s and trusts and, everything as part of it, all the states, and I don't have to pay an additional anything for.
That's great.
I just don't use the bank, what do you call that? Rapid.
RELs,
Rapid loan thing.
I thought they stopped doing that.
No.
Oh, really? I thought the IRS wasn't providing the banks some information they needed to.
No, it's still there. You can get a advance on your.
Yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
most CPAs I don't think do. I think you got to go to like H&R.
That's more an H&R Block thing.
Yeah.
It's refund season.
Yeah, your effective interest rate is like 50% or something like that.
Yeah,
They don't know
but
that
they don't. And
money in their hand when they're walking away, and that's all they care about.
A lot of people that I've reviewed that were using them had all these paperwork that they're things they sign, and I'm reading through it. I'm like, hey, did you know that you applied for a loan last year? I'm like, you didn't read the paper, you just signed it. I'm like, you paid to get your own money that you could have gotten for free.
You could have gotten more of it.
I'm like,
more would have flowed through to you, right?
Exactly. So
H&R Block was the place that had my client underpay $25,000 in taxes. So.
Wow. It's refund season.
Whether you deserve it or not.
And now I got to tell the guy he's got to pay it back.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, what if we just don't amend the return? And I said, did you find another accountant?
Well, if you don't amend it, the IRS will, because eventually.
That's right. We take care of it now.
Eventually they'll take
And
care
you pay what you owe, or you pay
Plus-
later, and have penalties and fines. And
I'm not one of those cross your fingers and pray, let a sleeping dog lie. Yeah, that doesn't work around here.
yeah, eventually it'll get caught.
It's
So
not
let's
working.
switch gears a little bit. Let's go to Linda. Linda, you were talking about limit on your list. You had a client. Unmute. We're muted. We're still muted.
The dogs were barking. That's why I muted myself.
Okay.
They are using QuickBooks Pro. I don't know what year, but my guess is it's 14, 15, or 16.
Okay.
Would they get more names if they moved up to Premier?
I know Enterprise, yes.
Yes, for Enterprise, but not for, I didn't think so for Premier. They
No,
don't
it's
need
not the
their
same.
auto body shop. But
Okay.
this has 10 years in it. They're now working on the 11th year of data, and they've gotten very busy as a body shop because they're one of the favorite body shops in the area, and they do really good work. So they ran out of names.
So do they use a name and then that's it? They never use it again?
I have to double check on that.
Because you hope you don't go to a body shop every year.
No, but I've been there many times. I just go in and go, I crashed my car again. I've been there now probably for 5 years or so. The last 2 cars were totaled, so there was no point in taking them to a body
Right.
shop.
See,
So I have a
Got a new car or a new used car. So I told them they could get a sales by customer report and take all the oldest customers from 2006 and just rename them old customer, old customer, old customer. But that just gets you 1 customer at a time. So I'm thinking if we compress,
Condense it, yes.
I do it year by year. I don't do 5 years at a time, but if I do 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that leaves them with 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That leaves them with 6 years. They might even want to just have the last 3 or 4 years. I got to talk to them about that. But that, I believe, just gets rid of the names. And then
It does get rid of the names, but if they have inventory, it does not get rid of inventory.
they have no
If they
inventory.
have payroll, it does not get rid of payroll. And you have to,
I don't know how their payroll is entered.
okay.
I don't have that.
Payroll will stay. Payroll will not be condensed. And it will ask you, you have to check off the box to say, delete names not used.
Got it.
There's when you're going through the interview to do it,
Right,
you actually have to check that box off.
right.
So that is a way of giving them, but if they're popular and they're using it, they're going to run into this problem again and
They
again.
will. They will. Yeah.
So they need to have a policy of getting rid of old names.
Are they using payroll?
I don't know. I haven't. Let me see if I can figure out when the last time I was there was. Hold on. Let me go to QBox and get my data file open.
Put everybody on QBox.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. You talk about a program that has a great cost and is easy for anybody to use.
Yeah.
That is it. Hold on here.
James says 14,900 names. 14,500.
Yeah, well, they're at that, and so, I got them the stopgap there, and I'm gonna meet with them Monday, and I have to look up when the last time I was there. So let me see, I don't even know if it was before 2006, that might have been when I started putting everything in QuickBooks.
how big is their data file?
I haven't looked at that
I mean,
either.
I think I'd be worried that it might get corrupted if it's getting too big, you know.
Well, the way I set everything up was that when they would back it up, it would always verify. And if it didn't verify, you rebuild. But I don't know, since I haven't been there in a long time, I don't know. So that's what happened. You do such a great job of setting it up and training them.
That they didn't need you for all this
for
time.
5-10 years. So,
Hope they're backing up. They are backing
They
up.
might have duplicates too.
If they have QBox, they're backed up.
no,
Yeah.
they don't have QBox. I'm
They're
sure
not.
they.
QBox saved me.
Yeah, me too. I had a client that totally hosed their file, and so
You know what? They were my client before I started this file because they're not here. Oh my God. That means, let me see. I'm just kind of curious how far back this file goes. My file. I think it goes to 2000 and, Go to
So they do need a different process as far as closing out clients. You're going to have to close out and inactivate clients periodically.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. Is like,
that's what
why
But
not
yeah, see,
inactivate?
like I have a repair shop that I go to the same all the time, but I didn't.
What I
I
have to
went
do-
once, and then 5 years later, I had to go. Do they need to see that information 5 years later?
Probably not, but what I'm not sure yet is how their customer list, how we set it up. It was more than 10 years ago when I set it up because they're not in my QB data file, which means they're on one of my Excel sheets because I kept things in Excel or Quicken before I went to QuickBooks myself. And I'm just, oh my God. According to this, I go back to 02. Let me see if that's right.
Okay.
Well, just kind of a heads up, if they're running payroll and have multiple employees, it would pay to run the numbers and look at Enterprise Gold that has payroll with it.
But they may very well be using an outside payroll service.
Right, I get that. I mean, I'm just saying, if they're
Right.
using payroll, then the
Enterprise
Enterprise
version
is a
makes
good
sense.
step up, even if we're running Pro or Premier.
But
Because
they're
the
in
cost
Pro, and
on
I
the-
can't see the difference between Pro and Enterprise is huge.
It is
Right.
huge, but depending on the payroll cost, if they're using QuickBooks, sometimes there's a cost savings in there. It really, and
Okay.
I've converted only if it's worth it to my customer would I ever suggest that.
Right.
We never beat anybody up if just to make a sale. That's just ridiculous. And now I've had to downgrade people that got oversold. Because it's not in the customer's best interest. But if they can save money, then
Sure.
and if you have questions, let me know. Then we can run the numbers, and it may get you another sale and a little bit more, and save your customer some money, and everybody will be the hero.
Now that's interesting. I must have condensed the year 2002, 2003, and 2004. And so everything's reading zero because it says my gross income in 2005 was $117,000. I know it wasn't. It never. And then it went to 47, 48, 50, and I know that's where it pretty much hangs. So, and I don't have them in here, so I'll have to try to figure out when I last worked with them. But it was before 2005. So I can't remember how I set them up then, but there's a chance that they may do the work for the insurance companies and have the insurance companies be the customer and then have the jobs be the customer name.
Oh, got it.
That's a possibility. I don't know. I cannot remember because I did that with, I have a company that I set up that does water damage and plumbing and that kind of stuff. And their customers are the insurance companies that pay for the repairs. And
Right.
then jobs are, I think they use the customer, the client, the name.
Right.
Insured person, but they may use a street address. I'm not sure. I always try to work with them to find out how do they think of it.
Right.
If they think of it as a street address, then we should use the street address. If they think of it as a person's name, we should use the name, but you should always go last name, first name. This first name, last name is silly. And I do that. So I don't know if there's any of that going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and give them a free hour or two to look at the system they're using and then to write a proposal to
Give them your recommendations.
yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing. And then you started by giving me $1,000, and
Awesome.
then figure it out as we go along.
Awesome.
The good news is I get a lot of clients that come back after 10, 15, 20 years. So
They remembered you.
yeah, well, yeah, they knew I did a good job setting it up. They didn't need me for 10 years.
Are they backing up, I hope?
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah. See, I pretty much have them back it up. As a matter of fact, sometimes I just set it up so it automatically backs up and it automatically verifies. You know, when
Hopefully it's backed up offline somewhere as opposed to a
well, yeah, they
hard
should be
drive.
doing that too. But
I've made
all
that
the
a,
people I work with regularly, every time I'm out there, I back it up and put the backup on ShareFile. Every time.
good. Good for you. Good for you. I try to remember to do that with every client that I'm doing cleanup or year-end work. Do a backup. One year I forgot to do that, or what I did was we were running late, we were running over. I said, "Are you backing up?" "Yes, I'm backing
Oh,
up."
yeah.
Exactly the way that you told me to. A week later, I got a call. His daughter was on the computer. She totally crashed it. And all the hours worth of work that we had done were completely gone.
Right.
Gone. Because
That
it wasn't
happened to a
backing it up
client
like
that I did, and I said, now you realize, before I left, I said, you realize that if you don't back this up and we lose this 8 hours of work, I'm not doing this 8 hours of work again. Oh yeah, I realize that, no problem. And of course he didn't back it up and he lost it, so. And he called me and asked if I'd do it again for half price. I said, no.
See, they want you to do it half price. Like
Well,
it's
that was before we had ShareFile. So
Right,
probably
right.
what I would do at this point is I'd back it up and upload it.
right. Exactly.
And that way,
Exactly.
if they do, fine. If they don't, fine. So
You're taking care of what you've done.
that's all. Yeah, that's all you can do. And I keep hearing people repeating, you can't care more about the client's work than they care about it themselves.
I just told a client that last week.
I used to, but the problem is I'd get so angry, my blood pressure would go up. It's not helpful.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You know, so I just say, well, okay, well, let's see, what can we do now?
Right, right.
Now we all understand how important this is. Maybe it'll be easier for you to sit there for 3 minutes while it backs up. I know it's frustrating to sit there for 3 minutes, but it's certainly worth
That 3
what we're
minutes.
doing right now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I wonder if Sarah ever got that file back. That was so weird.
Oh, yeah, she did have some crazy. Well, I've been having weird logon problems too. I have a client.
Remember that one time I had a client come to me. He had not been my client, and he had lost his file. He could not find his file. He was sure he'd backed it up, but he could not find the file. Well, I got to work with a guy at QuickBooks Tech Support. And we're looking at everything that's on his hard drive, you know, and there's the name of the file, but it doesn't have a dot and a 3-digit extension on it. And the guy at Tech Support said, you know, I'm going to try something. He says, I have no clue whether it'll work. But he, at the end of that, put a dot QBW. And then he tried to open it, and it opened.
Gosh. Wish I could have a little magic, something like that happen sometimes.
Boy. Or you could try changing it to .qbb and restoring it. He said he thought that what happened in the middle of that, somehow the computer got stuck before it added the 3-digit extension because the program didn't see the 3-digit extension.
So it didn't know what to do.
What it was supposed to do with it. Well, I'll tell you, that client was thrilled.
I'll bet.
I never saw him again, but he was thrilled.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I passed on to Sarah. If you can find something that has a name similar that doesn't have any 3-digit extension, try some and see if you can make it, if it'll work.
Yeah.
Can't hurt. The worst you're doing is trying like 5 minutes worth of.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, so, okay, well, I'll try those different things. I will keep Enterprise. It's now a subscription.
Brandon?
Yes, it is a subscription.
He
So
has
it's a yearly 3 users. So by going through an IRP, you would get 20% off. The one user is $1,000, and I can pull up if you want the pricing.
Is that $1,000 a year?
That is $1,000 a year, 800 with the 20% off.
Got it.
What a lot of times what you see is a promo for 40% off. You only get it for 1 year. So what we do is try to educate our clients. But the new
They'll get the
price,
20%
just so
off
we're
continuing
just so you-
year after year after year.
right for the life of the subscription. Exactly.
Well, that's better than 40% off for 1 year. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this guy's pretty smart. So,
Misha, are you with us?
I'm listening.
I wanted to talk about scheduling apps.
Okay.
Scheduling apps. You're looking for a scheduling app.
Yeah. I was just sending my last email.
Oh, okay.
I got them all done. So now they know they have until the 4th to get their tax return to me. If not, they're going on extension.
Okay.
You're too kind.
I know, but I thought of it last minute, so
I put everybody in extension right now.
I'm not trying to.
Where'd you get that idea from?
I don't know. There was this chick on Facebook that posted some stuff, and I was like, eh.
I think she had a video where she's spinning and
Yeah, right. You saw that too? She was like twirling around. I was like, oh, what was her name? What was her name? JoJo or something?
I don't know. Some wacky
But
person.
how do you get a picture
Jody.
of herself spinning in circles and it was like the camera was following?
Like this. Watch. Are you watching?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Oh, okay.
Getting dizzy, just
I've
watching
It did look like you were swinging from the chandelier.
It did,
I
yeah.
I'd
Got it.
fall off my chair if I did that.
I know. I'm like dizzy right now too. Now I'm going.
Yeah, I would fall off my chair too.
Well, I am trying out a new artificial intelligence app for scheduling.
Mm.
It's called Lucy.
Lucy. Oh, I like it.
Lucy, another .xi kind of thing. The beta came out, and I'm not sure I'm really there. I mean, the way that she works is she sits on top of your email, and whenever someone says they're scheduling a meeting and the information is in the email, she reads it and puts it on your calendar. Well, that's great for all the meeting information that's coming in through emails. Not everything comes in with an email. I'll get meeting notifications on Facebook. Like our meeting notification is in a Facebook group. And you cannot share that. You can't share that information. And it's even difficult to copy and paste it. So I'm playing with it. We'll see what happens. It's brand new. It's in the beta. So
Misha,
Yes.
mute.
Oh, sorry.
You are a fast
but you're the one that's supposed to be in on this conversation. You have to tell us about
Yes.
share.
Now
Now she's
stop
muted.
typing and then you can unmute.
Somebody responded to the email I just sent out.
That's
So-
fast.
So
huh?
you can't wait 12 minutes to respond.
She works at the night shift.
That's no excuse.
No, she needs to fax me, but she doesn't. She literally won't fax me till like 11 o'clock at night. I'm
Stop.
trying to
Joanne
get.
saying talk to the hand.
Stop.
Misha,
Yes.
who works for who?
Exactly.
You know,
Where are your boundaries?
my boundaries is that when I walk out of here and go to my house, get in my car and drive 3 minutes down the street, I'm home with my plum wine in my hand and I'm on the couch.
Okay.
So when I'm physically here, I'm physically here. So those are my boundaries.
So what is it that you looking for in a scheduling app?
Okay, what I want to do is I want something that I can easily send a link out. They click it, and I'm using Outlook right now, desktop, 2000 Microsoft Office 2010, and that's the primary calendar I use. But I would love something that I could integrate with that, but that will also integrate with Google Calendar because I have that on my cell phone. I need to figure out a way to just do
Why
one.
don't you make Google your primary and
I
have
really
Outlook
don't.
feed into it?
I really don't like Google.
Yeah, but you can do that share. When you create on a calendar, you add people to the calendar, send out the invitations, they accept or not.
I don't like it. It's horrible. I used to use it when I worked at Harvard, and
It's changed a lot since.
it made me want to punch somebody in the throat.
Well, how is Outlook working for you then?
Perfect, actually. Like, I have a whole system and all that good stuff.
So why do you need something else?
She wants
No.
she wants the client to just go online.
I want the client. I want to be able to say to the client, "Here is my count. Here's my schedule. Pick a time," as opposed to me saying, "Well, when are you available? I'm flexible. Well,
back and forth, back
Monday
and forth.
work or does Tuesday work?" I'm like, "Look, these are the times I have blocked
Yep.
off. I'm here 9 to 5. I am not taking any appointments before 10. I'm not taking any appointments after 3:30. Like, I want give them that spot. They go in. They either pick a 15-minute, a 30-minute, an hour, and boom, they're done.
How about schedule once?
I heard that. That was one of the ones you told me about, right, Joanne?
Yeah, there's, you know, I've been doing, right now I use Time Trade.
Yes,
And
Time Trade, that's another one.
mainly I use it because of the price point right now. I ended up buying the middle version, which is like $49 for the whole year. And it basically can do all of what you just wanted. Send somebody a link, you can set up different types of appointments, and it can integrate with your calendar. So if your calendar is blocked off, it can tell you when you have room for appointments, or you can force it to actually say, I only want to do appointments on certain days.
Okay.
It doesn't show your calendar, it just shows openings.
It just shows openings. Yep.
Okay.
So that's schedule one, or the schedule once is very similar. I think the main differences between schedule once and Time Trade is that schedule once allows you to have what they call a custom booking page. So in other words, you could set one up that would say, I think it's meet.me/Paris company.
Okay.
And it could be branded on that. But for Time Trade, a workaround for that is you could just take your long link, or it's not really that long a link, take that link and put it up in bit.ly.
Right, and make it
your own little shortened link that looks nice.
Right.
But you have different booking pages that you can do with schedule once. And that's like $25 a month, isn't it, Katrina?
I signed up for the annual. I think it was $69.
$69 for the annual?
Because this one says there's a plus version, which is one booking page, and that's $5 a month. So that's just one booking page. If you wanted multiple booking pages, it's like $20 a month. And then if you want 3 booking pages, it's $49 a month. So I think there's...
So you could set up times for, like, say, Zoom meetings and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one that somebody just showed me about today, and this is, who showed me this? Melissa Bailey was showing me in my Zoom that I did this afternoon, is she used acuity scheduling.
That's another good one.
And I am impressed with what she showed me this thing can do as far as how it integrates on her website and how it can actually integrate with her email marketing software. So if you onboard somebody from your website, it'll automatically send it to like your web or Constant Contact. And they have a $10 a month for one location, one user.
Wow.
So so I'm going to be looking at acuity after tax season to see if that's, but she was showing me around her schedule, and it really kind of impressed me. So I would probably say between those 3, you should be able to find one that you like, and all 3 of them, I think, give you a 14-day free trial.
Right.
Now, do these integrate with Google Calendars or Outlook?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah.
Does both?
The one thing I'm also looking for, because after tax season, I'm going to start setting up and marketing my conference room to local businesses for to reserve, because we'll have a projector, so we'll have all of that audio visual and stuff like that ready for them to go. So I want something that I can then use to be a reservation. You know, they can see that the conference room is available on that day and that time, and they can actually go ahead and say, yes, I want that, and have it link and do all sorts of stuff too. But I'm not looking for like a reservation software per se.
Right. Yep.
Got it.
So yeah.
And I just threw the links inside the chat for like the different pricing things if you guys wanted to check out the different pricing. Yeah, thank you for the Acuity. Yeah, I put that up there. Yep, sign up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So those are, I mean, I think for me, like right now, the only people that I use the scheduling for are for the social media onboarding process right now, because most of the bookkeeping ones or the monthly bookkeeping, those new client onboards, they're not really, this time of year, they don't really come. I had a lot of those people in January, so I don't really have it set up for that yet. I do that more towards like 17 hats. So, but I think
How is 17 hats working out for you? You were really gung-ho on that at the beginning of the year.
yeah, I still use it actually quite a bit. I use it for, again, it's during tax season, so I don't do it for my tax clients really, but I do it for a lot of my coaching and consulting clients where we'll set up and give them options for what they want done, you know, with their social media and what they want to talk about. And
oh, that's right.
go
You
back
do
and
social
forth.
media too. Got it.
Yep. So it'll go back and forth to, you know, as far as having them accept exactly what they want, and then it sends them an invoice, and then they pay it, and then it goes into QuickBooks Online, and yeah. And I do use it for my monthly clients, my clients that it automatically, I don't even go to 17 hats now. It just sends them an invoice every month and they pay it, and I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice.
Sir, you have a new text message.
Hey, Brandon, you have a text message.
Wow.
That's what I hear.
So
My guy talks to me. My guy's from England.
that's funny. So Katrina, you use Schedule once?
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon, do you use anything?
Not for scheduling, no, but I am implementing 17 hats, and I love it.
Okay. All right. Anybody else use any scheduling things, or we're just paper and pencil or emails back and forth? I just got sick of the emails back and forth on a lot of these things, really, and especially when you're on my No Fuss Accounting page and I have that offer out there, which I may end up taking it down. You know, the free discovery session. I can't be going back and forth with emails to book up somebody's appointment. I just want them to go out and you take a choice. You get one of the 4 openings that I have during the week for those discovery sessions, and that's it.
So you're notified of the, the schedule, or the somebody signed up, and you have to manually go in and take them off, or is it automatically?
It automatically goes right on my Google Calendar. They send me an email. This person's confirmed. It has a whole love note as to what they want to talk about, because I tell them exactly what they need to do.
Okay.
And then it comes right into my email. It goes right into my Google Calendar, so it's already booked. And then the only thing I do from that point is that's part of my workflow of 17 hats. Once I get that scheduled, I go into 17 hats and I start it back up with what the checklist is that needs to go to them before the meeting, as far as what I need to get from them to, you know, like if I'm doing, for example, if I'm doing like a website review, I need to get their Google Analytics information, and I give them instructions on how they can get me that information ahead of time securely, and then also how I handle my Zoom meetings, because some people aren't familiar with Zoom, so I give them a little explanation on that too.
So how complicated is for, say, like internet phobic clients? Or
I don't deal with internet phobic clients. They can
Okay.
go to somebody else.
Yeah. That's
so
pretty much.
it does presuppose a certain amount of.
That's how you narrow down that ideal client.
Yep.
It's called a sales funnel, Dennis. You got to find the people that are willing to work with the stuff that you work. But honestly, no, I do have to say seriously, though, is that I did a little small training for some YouTubers that I've been friends with.
Mhm.
And a lot of those ladies they needed some help with some video editing and stuff. So I set up a Zoom meeting for them. And a lot of them have no clue what they're doing. And it was so easy for them. They clicked the button. I said, don't do anything. Just click the button, go in. And they all got in without a pitch. So thank you for that, because.
Nice.
Well, I was on the NAN webinar, and Joe Woodard said something I found kind of striking. He said that with regard to specialization, he said the path to specialization is marketing. and that's how you get rid of, you kind of phase out clients and get new clients in, because you want to have, if you're getting rid of clients, you want to have, replacements. And so
Yeah.
it just kind of struck me. I wrote it down since it was.
I'm getting to the point where I'm going to try to, part of my process is going to be box.com. If you don't know how to use your computer and you can't click a link and sign up and download documents and upload documents, I don't want to deal with you, because I'm not trying to go back.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful about our industry. This is what I absolutely love about accounting industry, is that every single one of us that is in here right now appeals to a slightly different person.
Right.
And that's what's great, because there's so many people out there that Linda can serve, that Katrina can serve. There's so many people out there that you just have to, if you put your foot down and just say, this is how I work. And if the people are like, hey, then that's good, because
I think
it's just making room for the people that wants to work with you.
It also reflects, as you grow as a practice. I mean, when you first start out, any client that's willing and able to pay you is a good client. And after a while, it's almost like, I kind of make the analogy just like being a baseball player. You start in the minor leagues and you kind of take on everybody, and then as you get more sophisticated and more skilled, you go to a higher level. And I think that in your case, Joanne, you're getting to a much higher level where you're actually able to kind of focus on the clients you want, as opposed to getting people come in just to
But here's the thing, though, and I can say this now because of the progression that I've made. I mean, I've been in business for 8 years, is that I'm kicking myself in the butt right now because I didn't do this earlier, because I would be so much far ahead of the game. And I think anybody can do this at any level. It's just that everybody has these blinders on at the beginning that they need to take every client.
Right, exactly.
Because they need to get groceries.
Right.
There's just
but that's a big, thing. You do need to get groceries.
Right.
But you're not going to help anyone.
Right, but while you're building, this is the thing though, while you're building your client base with those, let's just say, crap clients, right? When you're doing that and you're getting paid and you're feeling horrible about it because the person's miserable to deal with and whatever, you need to do whatever you can to be finding that person that you want to deal with, bringing them in, because then you can get rid of those people, and that transition will happen a hell of a lot faster than, because I could have done this.
It makes waking up and dealing with your clients so much better every day.
I'm getting to the point now where a few of my clients I'm like, I'm more invested in your stuff than you are. Like,
back to that, I can't care more about your books than you do.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. We're not having that anymore. So it's gotten to the point now where I'm just putting my foot down. Like, I sent out these emails, and this email I sent, I said, these are the things. If you don't get it to me by this is what's going to happen. And it would be nice if you aren't going to use us, just say.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not going to be mad at you. I'll even recommend a few people. So
I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go to Zoom. Let me see if I don't even know where it's at now. Okay. So here is the Zoom page. If you just do the Zoom.
Online, yep. Mm-hmm.
And now down at the bottom of the page, if I can't grab my thing and scroll down. Okay. We have here referral.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom referrals. You can now become a partner with Zoom. And
when did they start that? Because I think I got an email on that a while ago that I must have clicked really quick and signed up for it, didn't even realize.
I did not get that.
That's the first I've seen of it.
Yeah.
Of course, I might have missed it too.
But what do you
get? I just got one, and they're upgrading this. So,
What do you get with the points?
I don't know that I have enough points to know what to get.
It says convert into dollars or gift cards or a check. Cha-ching.
There you go. I just
Wow.
wanted to let the Zoom people know. Because I know I have probably referred at least 20 people by now.
Oh yeah. I've done more. Yeah, a ton.
So it would have been nice to know about that then.
Thanks, Zoom.
And we are almost at the end, and we have reserved the last spot for you, Joanne. Joanne's rant.
Wait, is it something that we can record?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's kind of a
Oh.
party.
I'll keep it
Joanne's-
clean.
Okay.
Joanne's
So-
parting shot.
Yeah, Joanne's party shot. So it's a client. It's a PITA client that is no longer a client. So what happened was, I sent out those emails. There's an autoresponder, for those of you who don't know, on my email now that basically says blah 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 blah. This is how we do things. As of yesterday, if you didn't have your stuff in my office on extension, not even you're going on extension, it's going in a box. When I come back from vacation, I'll deal with it. And then I gave them, like new people, as far as new onboarding, I gave them the process of how to onboard it. So I get an email from a PITA client who I was just thinking to myself, what's taking him so long to get his personal stuff to me? I've had his Schedule C. We've already updated in QBO. I've already checked it. We're just waiting, right? Doesn't he, as soon as he emails me and I see that he says, when can I drop off my stuff? This guy is famous for the pop-in without an appointment. And I am trying to train this client that he cannot do that to me. I refuse. Whenever he just walks in, I close the door, I send my assistant out there, and I said, you tell him I'm on the phone. And if he wants to sit out there I'll make him sit out there for a half an hour, and I'll be just listening to Spotify just so that he can learn, right? So today, doesn't he, as soon as he gets that email and it says, if you didn't get it by the 31st, you're on extension. What's today's date?
April Fools.
April Fools, April 1st. So don't I get a phone call from him? The phone's going off the hook, and I let it go to voicemail. My voicemail says pretty much the same thing. 15 minutes later, there's banging downstairs on my door. It's locked because I'm on the second floor, and it was 4 o'clock, and so the landlord locks it at 4 o'clock.
And late in the day, too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
banging
On
on the
Friday.
door, and I looked at Janine and I said, I can guarantee you that's so-and-so. You go downstairs. If he wants to drop something off, he can. You tell him I'm on the phone. So she's down there, and I can hear him getting loud, stuff like
Poor
that.
Janine.
Poor Janine. Janine's like, I just saved you. I'm like, no, you just saved him. She's like, he insists on not going on extension. He goes, here's his stuff, and she's handing me I'm supposed to tell you he's not going on his extension. And I said, okay, Janine. She's like, oh my God, he's so animate. So I sent him an email back and I said, I got your stuff. You're going on extension. If you don't like it, you can pick up your stuff Monday morning and let somebody else do it.
Good luck with that.
Have you got a response?
He responded back and he wasn't too happy. And he said, okay, fine, or whatever. And then, so what's going to happen is that when I send him his stuff and I do his return, this is going to be the last year I'm doing his return. And I'm going to have a little love. I'm going to have a little come to Jesus moment saying, you don't tell us when your return's going to be filed. That's mistake number one.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And really, it's in his own favor to not push you too.
Yeah. Yep. And he'll like really, I mean, he needs an accountant. He needs a bookkeeper because he has no clue what he's doing. It's evident by his QuickBooks file. And we do a really good job for him, and especially because he brings it to us all at once. And so I'm going to tell him if he wants to continue with us, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get the stuff to us monthly, or we're not going to do
Right.
this. I am not going to do work 12 months at a time unless they're going to pay me triple time.
Can't you just put a PITA premium on him? And
That's what I'm doing. That's what I said. If he wants to bring 12 months at once, she's going to pay triple my rate.
Yeah.
Triple. Times 3. Get out the calculator.
1, 2, 3. Swing it from the chandelier.
Oh my God.
Hey, Yvette, you made it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
How's everybody?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for coming to the party.
Doing good. I know it's got a lot going on like you guys.
Busy, busy, busy. Dwayne
Yeah.
did not make it today. He said, due to tax season.
Tell him it's no excuse. Dwayne, if you're watching this, it's no excuse. We're all here.
Yeah.
You need a mental health break.
I got a pile of taxes sitting next to me.
Cover all of us do taxes.
I don't. I
And
don't.
the other thing is the weather.
Well, that's
is
what I'm
getting-
saying. We're all in different. Some of us do taxes, some of us don't. So the people who are doing taxes.
Doo-doo Texas. Texas are doo-doo.
And the other thing is the weather out here in California is absolutely beautiful. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous
That
out
it
here.
is.
I don't want to
It's
be
drought weather.
Yeah, it's
No,
nice
Tired
up
of sitting in front of the computer, huh? I want to be outside.
nice up in Seattle too.
We
Nice.
had nice weather yesterday.
Yeah, I
We
wish
had
my
it for
grass was
a little while till I was ready to start the Zoom. Then we got a thunderstorm.
It was 70 here in Massachusetts, and we had wind gusts of over 50 miles an hour. Trees were falling on top of people's cars.
Wow.
Today it's 60 and windy, and we're due to have snow on Sunday.
Perfect.
I heard that.
Yikes!
I love it.
It's going to confuse your
Hey,
flock.
Yvette.
Huh?
Yvette.
Yes.
Hey, are you good? Are you doing rebel training in May?
You know what? I'm glad that, I was going to talk to you about that. I want to do, can you give me the exact dates again? Do you remember? Because my
I
daughter's.
can. I'll have to go look them up. We can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. I definitely want to go. And my daughter is performing, though. She's having her solo on in May, and they're giving me the date this coming Tuesday to perform in the youth symphony. So
Nice.
I hope it doesn't, collide.
May 16th through 19th.
What does she play? What does she play?
She plays the violin.
Oh, my daughter does that.
The virtuoso.
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays.
Congratulations, Yvette.
She's been playing, I think, since she's 5, like 4.5. She started.
Wow.
My daughter got a frozen shoulder from playing too long in a rehearsal.
Misha doesn't want to hear that frozen shoulder business. She's
Oh.
all over that.
Yeah. Well, I actually can I can raise my hand above my head today.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I got the shot on Tuesday.
Okay.
A cortisone directly into the socket literally I was actually under the x-ray machine. They didn't even cover me with the magnet and stuff, but I was under there. They had the thing on, so when she put the needle in, it would show up exactly where it is, and she could guide it right in. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it hurt like nobody's business. I kept swearing and I kept apologizing. She goes, honey, don't worry, you swear, I'll do what I got to do.
Sounds like a plan.
It was shocking because like she did it. I was like, oh my God, I felt that in my elbow. She goes, okay, good. I'm in where I'm supposed to be. So, and then a couple days later, I was able to move it with pain. And now today I'm moving it and it's just sore. Like, when you just have a little ache. And I mean, for months I've had to have my mom help me put my clothes on because I can't bring my arm up and I couldn't bring my arm to the back or nothing. So
How did you get that? I mean,
the doctor told me it was just random. She said sometimes there's no reason for it, but I also have a degenerative tear in my rotator cuff.
Oh.
Which I need to pay attention to that. And then they also found a ganglion cyst in my wrist, but he said that's nothing we can really do about it until it starts to obstruct, and then we can just cut it out or drain it or whatever. So
Doesn't sound like fun, either one of those.
no, but at least it's doable. Like it's stuff that can be fixed as opposed to
Just living with it.
yeah.
Inoperable, yeah.
But the shoulder thing was just out of the blue. I didn't bang my shoulder. I didn't have an injury. All of a sudden I woke up, just what, how normally you go about your business. Oh, my shoulder's kind of hurting. And it progressively got worse. And then when I went to see the doctor, he gave me a shot in there. And sent me to physical therapy, but the physical therapy actually made it worse.
Hmm.
I wasn't completely frozen. I was getting there, and then by going to physical therapy, it froze.
Hmm.
And after physical therapy, I couldn't move it at all.
Wow.
Went in and did the MRI, and they realized that the whatchamacallit was hardening. So
Ooh.
yeah.
You guys, on a different note, I just want to share with you. I don't know if I told you guys that I am redoing my office here at my house.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did last week. And I got one of